What's going on, guys? Long time no see.
We got ice!
We do have ice. If you can't tell, we don't get much snowy, frozen weather at all here in the
It's
south.
true. We get it like once every 2 years.
Yeah. So, but we haven't really put a video out recently, but we're gonna try to get it done today. Everything's dead, mostly. We've got some stuff that's still hanging on a little bit. The collard greens didn't really do. I don't know if we can see them. Yeah. Didn't really get. I may put some plastic over them, try to make like a little greenhouse for them, see if we can get them to take off and grow the rest of the way since it just got really cold. But today we're going to be cleaning out some beds and picking up some seeds for next year. So I know we talked about marigolds in the loofah video, but I'm going to kind of show you the different seeds that I like to collect at the end of the year. So yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so this is the area we're going to be working on today. This is the no dig area that we've been working on trying to establish, and I've done like a horrible job of it since everything died. But anyway, the lavender and the rosemary are still holding on pretty good. So what I had going on in the front here was this was marigolds, and then I had zinnias in the back. This all was zinnias, and then behind that we had sunflowers. And Jacob planted all of that this year and entered it into the contest for our local seed store. If you're good gravy, if you're near Anderson, South Carolina, there's a place downtown called City Seed. Donna's really great. She kind of has taken on Jacob as like a mentorship. But anyway, we had the sunflowers, and then we took those down once they died back. And then over here in this corner, I planted asparagus. I just did the crowns. I think they were like 3 years old or whatever. But we're going to take all this down today and save seeds from everything that we've got. I'm going to try to get back here to the asparagus as we walk through the jungle here. But over here in this corner, I want to kind of make it a little bit more accessible in the long run. But yeah, so this is what we're going to work on today. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I save a couple of seeds before I start taking everything back and pulling things up. I like to save some seeds. If I know that I can get the seeds from it, I always save them, because you never know. Even with like the shortages that we've been having recently, which I doubt that we're going to have a marigold or zinnia seed shortage, but you never know in today's time. So I like to go through and save as many seeds as I can. So I'm going to kind of show you, I'm going to do the zinnias first, and then we'll do some marigolds, which we had already talked about in another video. But I have two crazies running around the garden right now. I have the dog and Jacob. So Sawyer and Jacob are acting crazy right now. Jacob looked like he was about to do some kind of mischief. Okay, don't do that anymore. You look like a psycho. Alright, so when everything dies back, this is pretty much what you're left with in a zinnia. You can save the zinnias as soon as they die back, which is my preferred method. So I've already saved some of these seeds, but we can save some more while we're out here, because I still have a good many. And don't, Jake. And I usually save as much as I can, because you never know. So what I like to do is pretty much the same way you would if the zinnia just died back. If the zinnia just died back, you're going to have more petals up around it that you can just pull, same way as a marigold. And do you want to go ahead and go feed the rabbits? Sounds like a good chore. Get to it.
No.
but you can kind of see I'm still peeking through. I can't really tell on this camera if you can see, but down here around the edges, I can see a good many seeds ready to pluck up. So I go through, there's several ways. You could be tedious about it or not. And well, the way the weather's been, it's been kind of warm, so maybe. Nice. So this is what we're going after. Let me see if I can put some of this stuff down. Is they kind of look like little triangles with a line through them. That's how you know that they are the seeds. Some of them don't have lines through them, so don't hold me to that. But they are like a long triangular shape at the bottom. And I just put them into a jar for later, because when we go through and plant these, Jacob will probably plant this. This is where he does his flowers and his sunflowers in the summertime. So I'm going to go through. You can do it like I'm doing it, which is like being really tedious about it and picking through and getting the seeds out that you can. Or what I like to do, because I'm not a tedious person and time is money. So, well, the time is time around here, but time management here. You can just go through and pick them like that. Or I like to pinch at the bottom and just kind of let it fall into the jar. Sometimes you get like the little pieces that you don't want, but you get all the seeds and it's easier, it's quicker. So I could easily fill up this jar with all the stuff that we've got over here, which I think you can see it. I have the sun glaring directly in my eyeballs. But all of these, the tall standing stuff, that's zinnias. I had a good many. I don't really ever buy zinnia seeds unless I see like if I see a good variety, like a pretty variety that I want, I will buy those just so I can have them, and I'll keep replanting them after I save the seeds. But when you're saving seeds, you're also getting cross-pollination, and it could come up with a totally different flower next year. So this year I had some that were white and had like splashes of red in them. I had a really pretty orangish gold zinnia this year. So I'm hoping once I take all these up, I did save some seeds from those already, so I know at least I have some of those. We'll see if they come back next year. But I will go through and save all of those. And then with the marigolds, like we already talked about, they weren't like this when we did the loofah video, but this is basically like a marigold pod. And this is, like I said, like one of the easiest seeds that you could ever save. But and then never have to buy marigolds seeds again. But when they're like this and they're just that pod, and you can see like the little tufts up at the top, all of that is connected to a seed. So there's maybe 50 seeds in each pod. So really, you're just gonna take and pinch and twist, and we're gonna get all of those seeds in there. Let's see. Thank you for my standing ovation. So these are the seeds. So they have like let's see if I can just get one seed, which I don't know if I'm dropping so many of them, so there's going to be random marigolds everywhere. So let's see if I can get I can't tell. I think it's on there. You're going to have the black end and then this straw colored top. That is your seed. That is the entire seed. And you just go through and plant them like zinnias. I kind of dig. That's how I did these. I know different people do it different ways. Like we always say around here, there's no wrong way. If it works for you, it works for you. But I dig like a trench, and then about maybe half an inch down, and just sprinkle the marigold seeds in that trench, and then I'll cover it up with soil. And that's how I did these, and it made like a really pretty row of marigolds this past year. and then we had the zinnias that came up around it. Yes. That is a buzzard. We have birds and everything flying around here. And sometimes the buzzards look like hawks because they're giant. But I'm going to go through and save as many seeds as I think that was a woodpecker. You see the woodpecker? He's up in the pecan tree. Okay, we're back. So what I'm going to do is go through, and I have different kinds of marigolds throughout the garden. So I'm going to go through and pick a bunch of different varieties throughout here, and then that way when I go through and plant them next year, I will have a mixture, because I kind of saved them separately last year, but I want to see like a good mixture of stuff next year. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to try to separate them. And see if we can fill these jars up. Okay, so I've already got all the seeds that I want to save out of here. So we're going to clear the bed out, and then we will put some mulch over it. I think I may plant some ginger here, and then mulch it real good so it'll start coming back in the winter, in the summertime, the winter time. All right, so what I want you to do is, do you want me to pull it up and then you take it back there to the bin?
Yes.
Okay, so if I pull it up, you'll take it to the bin. What have I planted there? Who knows? So while I was cleaning up the garden, or this area, I apparently planted some St. John's wort that was tricolor. Didn't know it was there, but now I do. Well, I knew it was there apparently because I planted it. But it's really pretty. Let's see if I can figure out how to show you without like making it a whole ordeal. Okay. So I was pulling up everything, but it's really pretty. Like the tricolor stuff. But I didn't, oh well, I didn't know it was there. I knew it was there, and I rediscovered it. Yeah. Oh Lord.
Rediscovering.
Okay, so now that I've got everything cleared out, I'm gonna leave the asparagus alone. This is my first time growing asparagus. So I'm just gonna leave it alone for now, and then I'll go in and see if I need to cut it. I'll do some research and see if you know if I should cut it back or not. If you could leave a comment below and tell me how we're supposed to take care of that asparagus, because I've never grown it before, so that's new for me. But now I am going to go through and try to get some of the ground weeds up. I have just some greenery growing at the bottom, just some weeds. So I'm going to go through and use this thing. This is my favorite tool. She's seen it all. She's beat up. But it is called a hula hoe, and you basically just run it across the ground and it will get rid of all of your weeds at the bottom. And it's like 100 times better than having to go through and pull up each individual one. And then I'll go through with like a soft, like a claw rake, and just get the greenery up, and then I'll throw that to the chickens because they love it, and it's winter time, so they don't get much of it right now. But I'm gonna see if I can get an angle to show you how this thing works. Okay, so what you do with this, I hope you can see, is I just run it across the edge. So that's some lavender. I'm not going to pull that up, but I can just go around each side and kind of just go across. Jake, stop, baby. Just get all the weeds up, and then I can kind of use the hula hoe to rake it all to the front, and that will, but I don't want to get the dirt, so I'll use like I'll use the rake, or I kind of just get the dirt all to go to the bottom, and then that can go to the chickens for them to eat.
Yeah.
I don't even think you can see it, but that's mostly just the green stuff, and we will send that to the chickens. So we got the bed pretty clean, I would say, for next year. Wouldn't you say?
Mm.
He doesn't know. Okay, well, I think the next, I may get some straw and put some straw or hay over the top of this bed, because we never know how our weather's going to be in the winter. So maybe to help with the weed growth on this bed, put a little straw cover over it. That way we don't have as many weeds. And then next year we'll be ready to go for another flower bed. So this is usually our flower bed for pollinators in the spring and summertime. These kids are weird. Are you climbing Mount Everest? Yes. But thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We hope that you're having a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya!